Just let me wait here because it's gonna have to.
Mo voy a matar. Whee!
All right, it's connected. We're live. Basically, there it is. There's our feed. Select stream.
Are we live?
It's live. I don't know. This is fine. We're not live like.
Oh, this is pre-live.
Pre-live. And then I think
like a
what we
test
need to
live?
do is
Our live stream is rated at an excellent connection. That's great news.
Yeah. Man,
what happened?
how much spacing you down right now?
Oh,
I need I want the
where do we actually like?
Oh, rig?
vest. Just connect it, run into it.
I would assume it would be right.
Oh, right there. Yeah. Well, it says right here, private.
Yeah.
Edit.
Right?
Oh, duh. Okay. So basically, we're just gonna go
Great
public. and that's
success.
it. So
I'll hit it if you want. Like,
so let's go.
So let's.
There it is. Oh, hey.
There you go. We're live.
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? Welcome to our, I wouldn't say our first ever YouTube live. We've been live a couple times, right, Jason?
Yeah, a long
this
time
is
ago.
Our most recent live,
Most recent.
which is today.
Today, we figured instead of recording a YouTube video for you guys this Monday, we would just shoot one live for you.
We're gonna show you guys here and there, right here, right now. No cuts, no edits, no no buts, no coconuts.
No coconuts.
How Nick says.
That's right. So, what do we got today, Joey?
You tell me. This is your car.
So-
All right, guys. So for those of you guys that don't know, this right here is Jason's dirty car. Jason has a lease.
Yeah,
Jason ran out of miles on his lease a very long time ago.
not a very long time ago, like maybe 2 months ago. The lease is ending this month, so it is time to return it. Whenever you're returning a lease, they do an inspection on the car,
Yes.
and you want to make sure that it looks its best because they can charge you for things like scratches or wear and tear.
I have a question though.
Yeah,
Shouldn't you just return it dirty though? That way they don't see the scratches.
you could do that, but I feel like if
Stay
you
woke.
return a car that was like super clean
They're gonna
and
double
beautiful,
look at it.
they won't even look. They'll be like, oh yeah, that
All
thing's
right,
great.
all right, yeah, that's
That's
valid.
great. Yeah,
That's
it's
valid.
just like, you know, it looks better than when we gave it to you, so we're good. You don't owe us any money.
Cool. So I mean, I guess we can do a little walk around of the car, Jason.
Yeah, we've got Christian here
Make
behind
sure-
the camera.
We got some buckets around. Just make sure to maneuver on the buckets. I don't want you to
Sure.
slip and
Can you
fall.
guys hear us all right? Where are you guys from in the chat here? Hey.
Yeah, I forget we're live.
Yeah.
You guys also have the ability to talk to us. If you guys have any questions, if at any point in this live, doesn't matter if it's about what we're doing, what we're showing, the chemicals that we're using, go ahead and call us out, ask away. There's no such thing as a dumb question. Just go ahead and ask it, and we'll do our best to answer it.
Exactly.
Cool.
Cool.
I like that little punching right there, Claudio. That was
Yeah.
very, very fine work right there.
That's good. That's good. So basically, we could show you guys what's going on with this car. It's been sitting in my driveway for a couple months. I know it's super neglectful, especially working here. It's not a great look, but you know, we've got some stuff going on. If Christian can get a little closer here, we've got.
We'll see just how far you can go.
We see. Yeah, I want to see how far you could go with this. So we've got a lot of dust and dirt. It was parked underneath a tree in a driveway, so it's outside all day. It's got a lot of sap marks over here, which probably is going to take a lot of work to get out. We've got some bird poop. We've got a lot of dust and debris and kind of some things that are
Got
masking.
a little bit of everything going
A little
on.
of everything. And we're probably masking a lot of scratches and swirls that I don't even see here yet. But we'll check that out in a bit. So as part of our assessment,
Bro, I gotta call out these wheels, man. These wheels have seen better days.
Check out these wheels, guys.
Now, I know these wheels don't look dirty to you guys. I know on the camera it could be kind of deceiving, but if I go ahead and just grab my finger and just wipe straight through,
Oof.
you can see the full potential of your
Oof.
wheels right there, Jason.
Can you see that?
So that basically is what the wheel should look like, and all that brown and grime, that's all that stuff that baked onto the wheel surface.
Wow.
And how Jason said, this car has been driven before, and then it just sat there. So as you can imagine, all that dirt, grime, and brake does just etch its way onto the surface. And now we're gonna need a really, really deep cleaner to get that stuff off, Jason.
So for someone like me, where it's like you're telling me all this stuff, it's a little overwhelming, right? Like I don't even know where to start at this point because I got so much work to do. Where do we begin?
But the wheels.
At the wheels.
Always start off at the wheels. When in doubt, wheels.
All right.
And the reason for that, Jason, as you may or may not know, the wheels are actually the dirtiest part of your car. So I know you're looking at your paint, you're seeing all kinds of bird turds and stuff and tree sap,
Yeah.
but should be the least of your worries.
All right.
What you should be worried about is all this corrosive brake dust on the finish of your wheels, because as you can imagine, all this corrosive brake dust can actually start eating away, etching away, and basically rusting your wheels.
Okay, we definitely don't
So you
want
definitely
that.
want to take care of this first, as well as the undercarriage right here, which we'll go ahead and tackle. But I think the first thing that we're actually going to start doing, Jason, is actually doing a chemical decontamination,
Okay.
like with our two-phase color changing wheel cleaner.
Cool.
Now, for those of you guys that don't know, two-phase is one of our newest wheel cleaners here, and this thing works awesome. It's super strong. It breaks down all the embedded dirt, grime, and brake dust sitting on the surface of your wheel for that ultimate level of clean. And the thing I love about it is that you can actually use this as kind of like a little pre-clean kind of thing. So, you know, you can actually spray it on there, which, you know what, I'll let you go ahead and do
Yeah,
it, 'cause
absolutely.
it's your car.
Well, yeah.
I'll give you the honors of
and
cleaning it.
this is a relatively new product that we have here, and basically it's called Two Face for a reason. And it's because when you spray it, first of all, it sprays like a kind of a gel, right?
Yeah.
And so it sticks onto your wheel, and basically you want to cover the entire rim of your wheel with this stuff. Now it's going to go on clear, and then my guess is, based on the amount of brake dust here, it should start color changing to purple.
Yep.
But not really sure how my wheels do with this. I think that's probably good for now, right?
Yeah, I would say
Hit
maybe
a little bit
get
more?
the little, yeah, just get the little areas like right here, the spokes.
So yeah, Joey's definitely making sure he's hitting those fine little details in there.
There you go. But
And-
basically what you're gonna start seeing, Jason, is you can actually see some stuff going on right here. You're gonna start noticing that all this dirt, grime, and brake dust actually starts turning purple, and that's basically letting you know that the chemical is doing its work. It's breaking down all those ferrous metals, and basically when it turns the fullest amount of purple, that's when it's letting you know that you can go ahead and rinse it off. That way you can either A, move on to the next wheel, or
Gotcha.
B, if it's actually still dirty, then you can actually go in with your brushes and give it that nice deep scrubbing that it needs.
Nice.
But so far, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, so you can see it's starting to turn purple in all these areas. While it's doing that, I'm going to go around and get all the rest of the wheels. And
Cool.
I guess if you want to talk more about why we need to do this, or
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So basically, how we're showing you guys right now, two-phase color changing wheel cleaner is designed to basically be a spray and walk away kind of product. Now, that's kind of we're confident to say that you can spray and walk away, but in the most severe cases, if I'm talking about like wheels that have not been cleaned in like years, like 5+, 10+ years, that's when you actually may need to go back in there and actually scrub it with the brush. But for the time being, when you spray two-phase color changing wheel cleaner, you want to let that go on and dwell on the surface for at least 2 to 3 minutes, depending on your environmental conditions. Right here, we're working in the shade. It's the morning. It's kind of cold out, so we can actually let this sit for about 3 to 5 minutes. In this case, we'll probably let it actually sit there for about just 2 to 3 minutes. Basically, by the time Jason comes around, spraying the entirety of the wheels, we can actually go ahead and start pressure washing it off with our pressure washer here. Now, I want to bring you guys in for another close look right here. You can see that these wheels are turning crazy purple. You can actually see all that tonnage right
Oh,
there.
wow.
Yeah.
that looks completely different coming back to it than it did when we first started over here. So
So the cool thing about two-phase, that's the new name right there. Two-phase color changing wheel cleaner is that basically once it turns to this point, you can actually just go ahead and pressure wash it off.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
So now, do you suggest, since we're washing the whole car, do you suggest pressure washing it off first and then continuing, or just actually cleaning the rest of the wheel?
I would say let's pressure wash it to figure out whether we actually still need to go in there with the deep clean with the brushes.
Ah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, just because like I said, The cleaner is designed to be strong. It's supposed to be just spray on there, rinse it off. But like I said, in some cases, very rare cases, you may actually need to go back in there with the brush and give it a nice deep scrubbing.
Cool.
So yeah, that's there. I don't know if
So-
you want to grab it or
Sure.
I grab it and
I'll grab it and basically just spray and wash away. And look at that. No scrubbing, no nothing. It still
looks good to me.
looks pretty good. We definitely have some areas that we could touch up with
The barrel for
some
sure.
brushes. Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's
But
do
for
that.
the most part, if you were in a rush and you really just wanted a quick decontamination of your wheels, I mean, yeah, look at that. That's
Looks
pretty
good.
great. So, yeah, that's all you need. I mean, I could probably rinse it a little bit more just
Yeah.
because there's some stuff going on over here. But for the most part,
Looks
looking
pretty
good.
right?
yeah.
All right, so I think what I'm gonna do right now, Jason, is I'll basically activate my suds here, just gonna give it a little bit more of a deep clean, and just so we can ensure that your wheels are fully to the cleanest, to the most essential.
Sounds good.
We're gonna get some Diablo wheel cleaner. We're gonna spray some directly into our bucket here, and then I'm actually gonna activate the suds with the pressure washer.
Nice. And the reason we do that is to obviously have a lot of lubrication in there, a lot of sweet succulent suds, as I call them.
Sweet
Look at this.
succulent suds.
Look at this. And what that does is it helps prevent scratching and swirling on wheels and paint and everything, because you're basically adding more lubricity to your brushes and to basically the whole surface of everything.
Sorry, I'm
So-
still stuck on sweet succulent
Sweet
suds.
succulent suds.
I've never heard you say that before.
So,
All right, guys, so right now what I'm doing is I'm going back in with our Diablo wheel cleaner and our wheelie flag tip brush, and we're just going in there with the bristles of the brush just to ensure that we fully eliminate the lingering brake dust that may be sitting on the surface of the wheels. And as you can see, we're just taking our time. We're going in there with the brush and the cleaner. We're giving it a nice little scrub. Crazy, because two-phase wheel cleaner already basically did, I would say, 90% of the job. We're just ensuring that extra 10% of clean by going back in there. Just because you can never be too sure, especially with these nooks and crannies, you want to make sure that you eliminate all the brake dust sitting in there.
so Sean says that all I have on my shelf is the base Chemical Guys products. So you can do a lot with the base products, though. I mean, Diablo is a pretty base product. Pretty much, you just need a couple of products to really do a full car detail. You don't need much. Two Face is, I don't know, would you call this more of an
I would
advanced?
call it more of like a specialized.
Specialized.
Specialized in the sense that, you know, this is not something that you would use every single time you wash your wheels. This
Yeah.
is something that you would probably use only once every couple months or so.
Yeah, like if you have a car that's just been sitting like mine, or one that you maybe you drive, it's your commuter and it gets dirty like a lot, then you would use this. Or if you're a professional detailer, you would of course use this for a pro clean. But you can get a pro clean at home just, you know, with this as
With
well.
some pro products.
With some pro products. But yeah, Diablo is really, if you're looking for just base stuff, Diablo is really, you know, a really good wheel cleaner.
All right, Jason, I think we're done here. We
Wow.
can give it a nice little rinse.
All right.
And then we could probably go around and rinse the rest of the wheels. But you can definitely see the other ones. They still
Yeah.
have some Two-Face on
I
there.
don't know how
They're
far we
crazy
can get over
purple.
here.
Cool.
And meanwhile, Joey, we got some people here from Texas, from SoCal, from Virginia.
Whereabouts in Texas? I gotta know this.
Oh. Now Joey's rinsing the other wheels. I'm gonna get set with our other buckets here, but let me see. Did we end up using this one yet, Joey?
Yeah.
You did.
We got that in the lug
I missed it. I
nuts,
was looking
the valve
at the
stem.
chat.
I will say this though, Jason.
Yeah.
Your back wheels are a lot cleaner than your front wheels.
I wonder why that is.
Hmm?
I wonder why that is.
I think it's because your brakes are in the front. But either way, the two-phase did its job. It allows us to clean it without any scrubbing required.
Nice.
So
How
let's
can
go
I
ahead
help
and-
in the meantime?
Well, you want to get a close-up of this? Check this out.
Yeah, let's see.
See these wheels right here? They bad. They down bad. Let me know if you guys see that in the chat. You have all that purple action going on right there. That's all basically the cleaner doing its job, breaking down all those ferrous metals, and now we're just gonna go ahead and rinse it off. Cool.
All
Should
right.
look good, doesn't it?
Basically, Joey just karate kicked that wheel clean, you know? I think. I don't know if it worked. Oh, there it is. Oh, geez. Okay.
I'll be honest, Jason. I don't know what happened, but these wheels came out much better than those.
I don't
wanna
know
say
either.
maybe
These look
it-
great.
Maybe it was just because we didn't let that one sit as long. But either way, like it did its job. It gave us
Possibly.
that deep clean, and I think we can move on to the wash. What do you think?
I think so too. It looks good. We've got some more viewers in the chat now. We've got someone from Washington and a mate from across the pond in the UK.
I was like, where? Talking about the CG Lake over here?
CG Lake. Let me, I'm just gonna grab a small microfiber towel to help out our viewers here. Excuse
All right,
me,
guys, we're gonna
Let
take
me-
a short
let me
break real
get you
quick
here.
after we
You get
finish
a little-
cleaning the wheels.
a little water
We're
on
gonna
there.
say what's up to you guys. As always, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the chat down below. It does not matter if it's about what we're doing here today. If it's detailing related, go ahead and ask away. But
Absolutely.
today so far, we've cleaned wheels, and looks like we're probably gonna get into the wash soon.
So there's a couple different theories out there on what to do first with washing your car. Most times here we do a pre-rinse and a foam, but for something like this where I'm like really trying not to scratch things, I mean, I kind of prefer the rinse foam method.
Okay.
I don't know if that's
Talking about the
too
pre-foam.
much.
Yeah,
Pre-foam,
no,
rinse
not
it,
at all.
as little touching as possible before we get in there, right?
We got it, Jason.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to scratch your baby.
I know.
I know you got a lot of stuff going on in the paint, so
Who knows
we're
what's
gonna,
underneath
we're
there
gonna
anyway.
roll with your plan, all right?
Okay.
But
But-
tell me about what's this over here. What we
So
got
basically,
going on over
we
here?
got to choose your own adventure, guys. So everybody that's watching right now, you get to choose which soup we're going to eat for
That's
lunch.
the soup of the day.
You're going to get to choose what soup we get for lunch and what soap we use on the car to basically clean this up. So today we've got Mr. Pink Foam Party, we've got Citrus Wash and Gloss, and we've got Sticky Snowball. Interesting selection we've got
These
here.
are- honestly, it's kind of tough to decide between the three. Like me personally, just because each
Yeah.
have a little of a special factor that I would
A little
consider for
specialty
your
use,
car.
right? So
Yeah.
obviously the Sticky Snowball is a huge foaming
The
car
highest of the
wash
foam.
soap. Highest of the foam, pH balanced, but it doesn't have really any additives except for maybe like some
Just gloss enhancers.
gloss enhancers.
Gives it a nice
But-
little look afterwards.
But
But
there's nothing like wax in there or like a ceramic or anything.
No. But it foams up great, which just kind of makes me believe that this would probably be the way to go because I know you want some suds.
Could
but
be. But
here's another thing to think about.
yeah,
Your car has not been washed in months.
it is not.
So you need that deep cleaning power.
That's right.
So that's when I would probably go with something like a citrus wash and gloss instead. Citrus wash and gloss is a hyper concentrated citrus-based car wash shampoo that's designed to give you an ultimate level of clean, but it also has synthetic gloss enhancers. So you guys may be able to see this on camera, but right here at the very bottom, you have your synthetic gloss enhancers, and
Yeah.
on top, you got that soap. So basically, before you start using it, all you gotta do, give it a
Shake
good
it
shake.
up.
And now it's all one color.
That might be a fun fact coming up over here, but little fun fact, I think when I
Shake it
first
up.
started at Chemical Guys, this was the first soap that I actually used on my orange Veloster.
Oh.
This is a special place in my heart for Citrus Wash and Gloss, for sure.
You scared me there for
The-
a second.
the
Jason.
shine-
You said fun fact. You said shake it up. I thought you were about to do some dance moves right now.
I-
That you're gonna
we're-
break it
nobody
down.
wants to see that. Last on the list, we've got Mr. Pink Foam Party Wash and Wax. This one does actually contain a wax inside as well. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a 2-for-1. You're not only washing your car, you're also waxing it at the same time.
I like this question
So,
here, Jason. Someone's asking, do we have these available in larger containers than a 16-ounce bottle? So yes, on our website, we actually have these available in gallon size.
Yeah.
And some of the products may also have a half-gallon size variation as well. So as far as car wash soap, gallon size is going to be the best bang for your buck.
Definitely. So if you want to save a little dough, if you're doing a lot of washes, the gallon's going to last quite a while. Probably
I've got
like
gallons at home.
Yeah.
Just like Mr. Pink and all these, literally everything.
Yeah. Actually, there's other products too that we have in gallon form too. I use Nonsense a lot in gallon form and put it in a secondary sprayer bottle.
BRP?
I don't use that one in a.
I use that
do
thing
you
on
really?
everything. I slap it on
A
everything.
gallon though?
Yeah.
Man,
Hey,
he's
you can never have too
shining.
much.
He is shining up.
You know what
So-
else I have a gallon of?
What's
Luber.
that? All right, the clay
You
luber.
never have too much
Yeah,
lube, guys.
clay lube.
Clay luber is the way to go.
Definitely. Any product that you use a lot, I mean, you're just gonna get a better bang for your buck if you have the gallon size. Plus, a lot of our chemicals can be diluted as well. So
Yes, sir.
works out
All right,
great.
Jason,
If you guys
so-
want to see a video on dilution and stuff like that, hit the like button on our live stream
Man,
right now.
That's actually a great question to ask the viewers. If you guys are viewing our YouTube channel on a constant basis and you guys haven't seen us do something that you guys wish we should have done a long time ago, go ahead and comment that down below right now and we'll make sure to add it to the list. That way we can get those videos done for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. We want to make content that you guys want to see. So for sure, leave us your suggestions, leave us stuff that you want to see. And if we're doing okay live right now, hit that like button for us so
Yeah,
more people
hit
can
that
see
like
this
button.
and more people are going to get
We got a
notified.
furry like button?
Hey, well,
That's freaking cool.
Hit that microfiber like button, guys. And we'll
Like
be good
and
to
subscribe
go.
if you haven't done so already. If you guys have not subscribed, make sure to do so because we post content all the time on our channel. We're going live today, and hey, we may be going live a lot more in the future. So if you guys enjoy this kind of content, subscribe right now, share this with your friends, share this with the family, like this live, and yeah, that's about it. That's about as much as I can ask you guys for. That's more than enough.
We are getting questions about shipping worldwide and stuff like that. So this is from our friend in the UK. I mean,
Yeah,
we do have.
so we actually have a lot of distributors throughout the world. If you're in the UK, make sure to check out Chemical Guys UK. And also make sure to check out your local big box retailer because we do also sell in various different stores like Walmart, AutoZone, O'Reilly,
Yeah.
Advanced Auto Parts, Super Cheap Auto,
Halfords.
Halfords. You know, that's just what's coming to my head right now, but there's tons more. So like I said, just make sure to check out your local listings. You should be able to find everything that you need nearby.
Totally.
Cool. All right, Jason. So we have 3 different soaps. Do we want to let
Yeah.
the viewers choose, or should
Let the
we
viewers
or
choose.
what's
What
going
do you
on
guys
here?
want to see? Which soap you want to see?
All right, guys. So we got 3 different soaps. We got Sticky Snowball Ultra Snow Foam, Citrus Washing Gloss, and we got Mr. Pink Foam Party. All
1,
great soaps.
2, and 3. So just put down the number you want to see in the comments.
Comment in the chat down
And,
below. 1, 2, or 3.
in the
And whatever you guys
meantime,
decide, that's what we'll
While
choose.
we let you guys decide that, we're going to set up the 2-bucket method over here.
I
So
like that.
basically, we've got 2 buckets. Now, I learned a lot over the years here. So this is probably one of my favorite little accessories that we have here at Chemical Guys. It's called a dirt trap. And if you haven't seen one of these before, basically it's got these little filters in here that allow the water to pass through, and it kind of traps the dirt. It's using suction power to at the bottom of your bucket. So what that does is, if you've ever washed your car, I remember when I first started washing my car before I worked here, what I would do is I'd have 1 bucket and I would just fill it with soap, grab a mitt, dunk it in some fresh soap, put it on the car,
And just-
wipe a nice, do a nice swirl mark to get all that dirt off. And then where would I put that? I'd put
Back
it
into the
right
bucket.
back into the same bucket, right? So I took all that dirt that was just on the car, put it right back in the same bucket, and now I'm not
Picked it back up.
I'm not grabbing fresh stuff anymore. I'm not grabbing any
Like,
fresh anything.
That same dirt and grime that you
Same
just
dirt and
wiped off
grime,
your car,
pulling up,
you're putting it back
and just
on there.
slapping it back on the car. So what I learned with the 2-bucket method is that you have one dedicated soap bucket that basically just has clean, fresh soap. That's it. And then the other bucket is where you dip all your dirt. So you put these in both at kind of an angle because it's going to form a seal. So we just pop those straight down and press, and those should just sit beautifully at the bottom of your bucket. Now we designate one for our soap bucket and one for our rinse bucket. And what we're going to do is grab fresh suds, wipe the car, couple passes, straight lines, not swirls, and then rinse it off in this bucket. That you never put a dirty mitt back in your soap bucket, only clean.
Oh.
So, and that's how we prevent a lot of scratches and swirls.
Cool. All right, Jason.
Another
so
fun
look,
fact,
what you do.
most scratches and swirls on your vehicle actually come from improper washing techniques.
That's true.
So this is going to minimize a lot of that for you.
All right, Jason. So we
All
got
right.
2 votes. We
got a couple votes.
citrus first, and we got 1 sticky. I would say it should probably be a tiebreaker. I would honestly vote citrus, to be honest, just because your car is pretty dirty.
All
but I
right.
know you want them suds.
It's okay. We should definitely do citrus because
All right.
I want it glowing
You want it glowing?
and
you
I
want it clean?
I want it clean. And not to mention, we need a little bit of that extra citrus power because now I'm remembering this. We've got
look,
sap on
We
here
got a
too.
second citrus right there.
Oh, perfect. There we go.
Perfect.
So
All right.
we won.
That was a deal breaker right there. So citrus washing gloss
tiebreaker.
it is. You've already set up the 2-bucket method for us, Jason.
Yeah.
And the only thing left to do is to basically add an ounce of soap to, which one's the wash bucket? This one?
Sure. Let's
All right,
keep
cool.
the colors the same
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we know green and kind of yellowy green.
Cool. So we'll add about an ounce here.
Sounds good.
And then we also have our Torque Big Mouth Max Release Foam Cannon. So this right here is going to allow you to spray thick, clingy foam all over your car. And we've already pre-filled it with some water. And now we're just going to go ahead and add about 2 ounces of citrus washing gloss into the bottle.
Look at that. So this is the other reason I love this. From an artistic standpoint, this just looks beautiful. There's some really cool swirls happening in here. It just looks cool. I don't know. I don't know how close we could get to this, but it's like
All
a
right.
lava lamp, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
If you remember what
I never
those
thought
are.
about it that way, but yeah, you're right. All right,
many
so
people have those
basically,
anymore?
once you fill it up with soap and water, all you have to do is stir it. Make sure that the product mixes with the water. Remember, you don't want it to foam in here, so you don't want to shake it like, you know, Darla shakes Nemo when he's
Yeah.
trying to like, wake up, Nemo!
Exactly.
You know, not like that. Just
Or like,
give it a nice
I
little
shake it
stir.
off camera, which we're not going to show here.
Not the dance moves.
No dance moves.
You gotta show them the ham bone.
The ham bone? All right, we'll see. If we get enough likes on this, we'll do a ham bone. I don't know how many we have right now, but.
All right, guys, so look. We've got our pressure washer set up over here. And what we're gonna do now, Jason, is we're actually gonna go ahead and instead of rinsing it first, how you said, you wanna do the foam, rinse, foam, right?
Foam, rinse, foam.
Now, the reason that we're gonna do that in the first place is because Jason is very conscious about his paint, and you know, so should any other car owner. And the reason that you ever wanna do that is because the foam, it's not designed to clean. And I know that sounds crazy, Jason,
Yeah.
but the foam is actually designed to uplift as much dirt and grime possible, glide it off your paintwork. That way, when you actually begin wiping it down, there's less contaminants on there and
Yeah.
less chance of you scratching up your paint.
The more contamination you have on it, the more abrasive it is. So this is to avoid that abrasiveness, lubricate it, make it nice and smooth, so it just slides off the paint on its own, hopefully.
Yeah.
A lot of it, but
So basically the process here is going to be we're going to foam the car. We're going to allow the foam about a minute or so to dwell, break down as much of the dirt and grime. And then we're going to rinse off that initial coat of foam. And then we're going to re-foam it again. And then we're going to start wiping it down with our wash mitts.
exactly. So I'm just
Jason,
going to
take
let it
away.
rip. Now, if you haven't used this before, we have this big blow bezel in the front here. You can just pretty much twist this open and close to make the stream wider or more narrow. I don't know if you can see that here. There you go.
You
And
can
so,
actually show it to them when you actually start spraying it. Just
yeah, you'll see it when I spray. So basically right here, it's a tight stream. And now we open it up nice and wide. So you can adjust this to basically your size of vehicle. If you've got a big truck, you're gonna want that thing to be nice and wide. For this, we've got a medium one, and it just helps you coat it faster and more evenly.
All right, guys. So meanwhile, Jason is foaming up the car.
Now, I'm not-
If you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the chat down below. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure to like the live stream, share it with your friends and family, and also make sure to subscribe. That way you don't miss out on future content and future lives.
Exactly, and I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but this is our new snubby. It's a short pressure washer gun, so this actually attaches to your pressure washer, and it makes doing this so much easier than having a huge wand. I mean, I can get nice and close, and I've got a lot of control with this, so. me just get the back here. All right,
How we looking, Jason?
looking pretty good for the first pass, right? We're just gonna let that dwell, and
Did you get the back?
I got the back.
Cool. All right, that's perfect because you basically used half amount of the bottle, and now we can rely
Yeah,
on the other
so
half to foam
you
it
can
up.
see we foamed the whole car and we still have half left, so it definitely
And you
goes
had
a
it
long
on
way.
max.
And I had it on max blast. That's right.
I'm like scared that thing's
So-
pointed right at me.
As I don't know if you guys can see this, but basically, all this foam is already pulling itself off of the paint. It's just using gravity to kind of slide off the paint here, and because it's so lubricated and it's thick and it kind of
Breaks down.
breaks down the dirt and kind of grabs it and almost like
It encapsulates it.
Encapsulates
And
it,
like,
that's the word I was looking for.
word.
And-
I was giving you a moment to see if you could
That's good.
figure it out.
Look at this piece. Can you see this little piece right here? I don't know if you can. It's really small. But there's like a piece of dirt right here that's getting pulled off. I don't know if you can. We'll see. But anyway, it's doing its job.
It's doing its job. It's breaking down all the dirt and grime. It's uplifting it and it's gliding it off your paintwork. That way, basically, you have less contaminants on there by the time you actually start wiping it down. So while that's marinating, Jason, we can actually grab our wash mitts and we can probably actually start setting up our wash bucket here. We've already put some soap in there. And what I like to do is I like to throw the wash mitts in there, just kind of pre-saturate a little bit, grab some of that soap, and then we can actually activate the suds with our pressure washer gun right now. So we have the tip that's right there on the table. And let's go ahead and activate those suds, baby. All right.
There we go.
So you can see citrus washing gloss, like we said, it's a hyper concentrated citrus-based car wash soap that's gonna foam up great. I mean, just check out those suds. It's very slick, and that slickness is what's gonna allow you to safely wipe down the surface of your vehicle without scratching it up. It's giving me flashbacks of the birthday suit.
Oh yeah.
April Fool's prank. What about it? Like,
Did you guys see that on April Fools?
there you go. Ah! All right, Jason. So I think we've given the snow foam enough time. You can actually see the majority of it's basically drooped off. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually just going to rinse it off, and then we'll refoam it. That way we can get into the contact wash.
Sounds
right?
good. Before we do that, we got a question from Stan. He says he has dried stains on his black SRT wheels. What do we use to remove stains?
Stan, you're going to have to help me out here. What is the finish of your wheels? Do you have like a glossy wheel finish or a matte wheel finish? And also, if you do know where the stains are from, let us know, and that also helps out, and then I can give you my best recommendation.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff is case-by-case basis. What did you get into? What kind of wheels do you have? What, you know, we want to protect your finish with the right products and make sure that we're doing it the right way. If you guys like Joey's wand work, make sure you give us a like in the So Jesse is asking, do you recommend using more than one product, like the one you're using plus the ceramic soap? It kind of depends on what you're trying to do. So basically, you don't really need a ceramic soap. I would say per wash, you probably just need one soap at a time. If this is more of a maintenance wash and you're not trying to remove all this dirt and grime, and you're just kind of like, you know, doing a basic like once a month wash, then definitely add something like Hydro Suds, which is going to give you ceramic in that soap. It's infused with ceramic. It'll just help boost any ceramic coatings that you already have and keep your shine lasting even longer. And then for Sanju, after cleaning the wheels, is there another product to apply on it to give it more of a glossy look? There is. We have a number of protecting dressings and tire shines, but since we're still washing the car here and we're getting the car wet, we're gonna save that for the end. But we will show you a product that works on the wheels to get them looking nice and glossy and give it that show car shine. Looking good, guys, looking good.
Cool.
All right.
We're good.
Looks awesome.
Now, one thing I do want to say whenever it comes to rinsing off the initial coat of foam, Jason, is it does not have to be perfect. So
Yeah.
don't waste your time and effort trying to get every square inch of soap off the car.
Totally.
If there's still some soap here and there, it's completely fine because we're still going to refoam it anyways.
Exactly.
And we're still going to re-rinse it anyways.
Exactly.
So
We're just trying to get the heavier dirt and grime off of there so that we're not worried about that stuff.
I don't know if you saw, but like in some parts, I actually put the pressure washer tip a little bit close to the paintwork, especially on the lower body panels, because that's actually where you build up a lot more of the grime. So
Okay, because
top
the
parts-
tires are kicking stuff up,
exactly.
right? Like on the
So
bottom.
the top parts actually don't get too dirty. It looks bad because obviously that's what like
Of course.
everything lands on there, but
Yeah.
where it actually sticks and it's the hardest to remove is on the side.
And what's crazy is we haven't even touched this car yet. We haven't physically
it
put
looks
our
great.
hands on it, and it's looking pretty good. Now, obviously, we can do a lot better. There's going to be, you know, once it
Yeah.
dries up, you can see there's a lot of stuff on here still. But
Exactly.
that's where the wash mitts come in.
Cool. So without further ado, let's foam
I
it
guess
up
we'll
one
foam
last
it up.
time.
Yeah.
Then we'll start with the contact wash.
Someone earlier asked a question about multiple products, and I did answer it in terms of like we usually use one soap per wash. But in
Yeah.
this particular instance, especially we already have the soap in here, so we're probably not going to switch over. But you could technically switch to another soap for your second rinse if you wanted
Yeah,
to, right?
I mean, if you really wanted to, you could have like foamed it with something like sticky snowball to like basically, you know, remove the heavier dirt and grime, which is probably what we should have done.
Maybe.
We would have got more suds, but
Hey,
what could've done
we put it
too-
to a vote, so
what we could have done honestly is like foam it up with sticky snowball and then use the citrus washing gloss soap as our contact wash. That way
Yeah.
we get a deeper clean, but we're not having to like cross-contaminate the different
Yeah.
soaps, especially since we already rinsed it off.
but also
so.
to conserve water and to, you know, we don't need to refill this again. We're just going to use it what was in there from the start. It's just easier to use one soap for this
Exactly.
one. So
Cool. Should we just get to foaming again?
let's get to foaming.
Cool.
And while Joey is foaming the car, I'm going to go back to the questions here, some chat. Francisco is saying you're getting your clay kit today. After claying your black car, do you recommend black light glaze next or Hydro Slick Hyper Wax next? It's a good question. The glaze is going to basically fill in some of the remaining micro scratches and swirls. It's going to look really nice.
Cool.
You can then seal that in with Hydro
Alrighty,
Slick.
guys. So we're done foaming up the car. Now we can start off with the contact wash.
Hey Joey, we're talking to Francisco right now about
Okay.
what to do after he uses his clay kit on his black car. He wants to know if he should use blacklight glaze first or Hydro Slick.
Is it the black car care kit or the clay kit?
It's the clay kit. So after he's done claying and he wants to seal that all in, all that beautiful goodness.
I would say if you have light imperfections like scratches and swirls that you kind of want to like, you know, get remove, but not necessarily have to polish it out, I would say definitely apply black light glaze first, and then top it off with your favorite chemical guy sealant or wax. So it'll
I
be
was
a
right.
glaze, seal, and wax.
Yeah, basically because you have those little micro scratches, right? ceramic coating is going to create a hard kind of shell over the top of your clear coat. So first you want to fill in that clear coat with the glaze, remove all those little micro scratches and swirls, or at least hide them, right? Mask them, and then coat that. How long should they wait before applying Hydro Slick after applying the glaze?
Well, if you're going to apply Hydro Slick, I would say apply Hydro Slick first. Since if you're applying a ceramic coating, then I would highly recommend you polish it out and then apply Hydro Slick. But if you're not going to be doing any kind of ceramic coating, then just apply something like a glaze, a sealant, and then a wax in that order. You don't have to apply them all, or just, if you apply them, just make sure that you go in that order. So if you want to do a glaze and a wax, or a sealant and a wax, or just a glaze and a wax, or a sealant, vice versa, as long as you're going in that direction, you're fine.
That makes more sense. So obviously, if you're going to go to the level of actually putting a ceramic coating on, you want to make sure your paint is flawless first. So you're going to want to polish those out versus just masking them with a glaze, right?
That's right. All right, guys. So we already foamed up the car the second time. You want to take one side, I take the other?
Sounds good. We're going to go through this pretty quick.
Cool. So we'll get through this pretty quick. But overall, Jason, you're familiar with the whole wiping technique, right? You now know that this whole little circular thing is not the way to go.
Circles is not good. You go straight lines only. I like to go from top to bottom. Right here, just a nice straight line.
Also, whenever it comes to wiping, you never want to apply too much pressure, so you don't want to, grind any kind of dirt, grime onto the surface.
Yeah.
You want to just let the wash mitt and the weight of your hand do the wiping for you. And always make sure to wipe all these other areas that you never ever wipe in the first place, like your wipers and underneath the wipers, thoroughly. That way you get the best clean possible. And as always, we have 2 buckets for a reason, right, Jason?
That's right.
So
now that I've grabbed a bunch of dirt and grime off of this car, I'm gonna plop my wash mitt into our rinse bucket. This will never go back into that bucket until it's fully clean. So I'm just gonna dunk this in and kind of rub it against the dirt trap at the bottom here. That'll release all of the dirt and grime from the microfiber noodles in our wash mitt. And then once it's out, you basically wring it out outside of the bucket here, right? And just inspect it. And as I'm looking at this here, I don't really see any dirt or grime. We got pretty much all of it off. There's no like rock chips or pieces that could potentially scratch the paint. So we're good to go and put this back into our soap bucket. So I'm gonna go back in here, grab some more soap. And now this is just a fresh, clean mitt. And we can continue the process from here, so.
Cool. Yeah, it's about my time too to rinse off my wash mitt.
Another pro tip here is if you are doing a couple passes like this and you don't necessarily want to go straight back to your bucket, you do have 2 sides to this mitt. So you can just take it, flip it over to the other side, and now you got a clean side to work with, and you can get twice as much scrubbing done before you have to return back to your bucket.
Let's go. All right, I have a question for the viewers, Jason.
Yeah.
We know a lot of you guys are Chemical Guys fans. We know you guys love and use the products. My question to you, got me in focus? Cool. What is your favorite Chemical Guys soap? Comment in the chat down below. My favorite soap is Blacklight because I have a black truck, and Blacklight makes it shine where in dark places where it normally doesn't.
All right, I don't know what to say to that.
It makes all the darkest places shine, Jason.
Oh.
It's actually on the front of the label.
That makes sense. I don't know if you guys watched the series Black Mirror, but that is kind of what I want this car to look like at the end. It's just a shiny black mirror.
I have a question. Is there ever actually a black mirror in the show?
Everything is black mirrors. The black mirror represents your screens, basically. So your television screen, when they're off. If the screen's off and you've ever looked at your TV screen, you see a reflection of yourself. It's a little creepy. But that's what the black mirror is your phone screen, your computer display. So that's why that show is all about technology. All right. And I need to return back to my bucket. I think I'm pretty good. I'm gonna go back into the rinse bucket here, rub this on the dirt trap, and wring it out. And I think I covered my section well, so I'm just gonna put this over here to rest and see if we got any other questions.
We're gonna start rinsing off the car while you do that, all right, Jason?
All right. Has Chemical Guys thought about doing paint color finishes bundles? We do have a couple things on our website. Again, in the UK, I'm not sure where you'll be able to get those, but we do have distributors that do have certain kits. A lot of times we do have a black car care kit, some things like that that do have product, paint color specific products in them. So we do offer those kinds of bundles, and you definitely get the products at a good amount of good value for these kits. If you guys just tuning in, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We're gonna make this video available after the fact, so if you're just tuning in, you'll be able to see the whole thing as a replay after we're done and basically learn how to wash your car for a lease return. So,
Okay, we're done.
we're basically done, and this is looking really good so far. You can see there's some things that need a little work here. This must have just come off just now
Just came
from the sky. But that's why you got to make sure that you get this done quick and hide it somewhere, put it in a garage or cover it. You're always going to have fallout. You're always going to have nature falling on your car. So it's good to protect it. Basically, for this particular episode, we're running it short just to see if you guys like this. So if you want to see in the next episode where we maybe clay bar this or polish it or protect it, let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments.
This is
But
gonna
for
need
now,
some
we're just gonna dry it off. You can see it needs some protection for sure. This water right here is a little streaky and it's kind of pooling up over here, which means that I really don't have any wax on there, no ceramic.
It's been a while, huh, Jason?
It's been a long time, so we're gonna have to definitely coat this with something. Anytime it is coated, this water would have beat it up and rolled right off the car, which is what you want. Right now, it's kind of sticking, which is something you don't want for sure. So if you guys want to see the next episode where we put a ceramic coating on or polish out any
Ceramic coating
scratches.
live?
Ooh, we could. I mean, it was a live ceramic coating session with Q&A. You guys might like that. But now that we're done actually drying and looking at this, you can really see where it needs work. So we can really look at the paint and inspect it as you know, it's all about the details. That's why we're here, right? So this part looks great on the paint. There's no scratches, no swirls. It looks shiny. It looks great. Down here, it looks like we almost didn't even wash it in some areas. I kind of guessed that this would happen because in the very beginning we talked about the sap that was over here, and you can kind of see little etch marks of where the sap is. So unfortunately, that is really hard to get out unless you could try claying it with a clay bar. If that doesn't work, you have to actually polish it out. So we'll basically go do those steps in order from least abrasive to most abrasive to just, or I guess least technical to most technical as well, to really get this car shining like new.
Yeah, Jason, so far what I'm looking at here is you're definitely gonna need a clay bar.
Definitely.
And I don't know how much in depth you want to go with it, but for sure, I would say I could do it with the light polish. But the reason I ask is because you can probably also just get away with applying a glaze like black light.
So to answer a question from earlier, we have a black car. We have minor scratches and swirls. There's some swirl marks here. You can see a lot of spider swirl marks. You probably saw it on the camera earlier. So because it's a lease, it's going back to a dealership, I'm probably not going to go crazy and do a whole polish and all that stuff. You could if you wanted to. If this was your car, I would highly recommend that. But to Joey's point, we could just kind of fill in the scratch and swirls, make it look really nice and glossy with just black light glaze or something like that. So right now also, I don't know if you talked about the towel, Joey, but this is our
So you got a thirst for water. So
Megalodon.
thirsty, you just started drying the car.
This is our Megalodon twisted loop drying towel, and it's called that because it has these really cool twisted loops in there. And I don't know if you can tell, but it does a really great job on paint finish. So half this stuff is already completely dried.
So you don't
Joey's-
even need to use that. I got it. Don't worry.
Yeah, Joey's been just taking care of business over here. So I'm just going to take care of the little details in the front here to just make sure that we're completely covered and dry. But this towel is awesome. It's super soft. It's super large. And probably one of my favorite drying towels for after a car wash. This grill is one of the hardest grills to dry. It has like a billion little areas in here. Not a billion, but you guys know what I'm talking about. It's this little end-line grill. Looks cool, but it's a lot of little places. So I'm basically taking, the technique I'm using right now is not anything special, but I'm basically taking the edge of this towel, which is really cool, and just sticking a finger in there and pretty much just getting my finger in there to nice and gently dry each one of these little crevices in here. So, and then I'm holding the other side here so that this doesn't drop down to the ground, because what a lot of beginners will do, which I've done years ago, was dry this, and then this is flop down on the ground, just picking up dirt and grime and everything we just washed off the car, and you don't want that. So I'm using two hands and you know, just going into the details here.
Cool. So I think meanwhile you do that, Jason, I'll actually go ahead and start off with the wheels. Now, I did grab a separate towel. I'm just gonna make sure to take off my tag, because I pull out a fresh towel for the live. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that the tire and wheel are thoroughly dry. Now, the great thing is we actually took our time and we deep cleaned the tire and the wheel, so we shouldn't really have to run into much brake dust at all. So we've already cleaned it thoroughly. Now we're just going to take our time, we're going to dry the wheel, and we're going to dress up the tires with one of my favorite newer products, Jason, which is Shine Logic.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite newer products as well.
So because the name of the game is speed when it comes to wheels, as you guys saw, we used two-phase wheel cleaner, sprayed it on, let it sit, rinse it off.
Someone did mention this in the chat earlier about what do we do to coat the cars. You do have several options. You have water-based protectants, you've got oil-based protectants, and then you've got things like this, which is an aerosol that makes things so much faster and easier. But yeah.
All right, so the wheel's all dry. Jason, you want to give it a, I know you love Shine Logic, you want to spray it up?
I do love Shine Logic, I'll spray it up. So with this, you don't need any accessories necessarily. You could use it after the fact if you'd like to, but for the most part, you just spray and go. So you just want to hold the can, shake it up a little bit, and you want to hold the can, you know, a decent amount away from the tire here, and you're just going to kind of like give it a couple sprays like this, just like nice and easy little sprays. You can hold it down and really get that whole tire. You can get a little closer as well to make sure you're not hitting the rim. If you do hit the rim, it's easy. You just grab a microfiber towel and wipe that off. But essentially that's it right there. Just a quick roundabout over here. And you let that sit and basically it'll dry, dry to the touch and look really good. Now you could take a towel after that and kind of even it out, which I like to do personally, but that's only if I'm like going somewhere right away. Let me actually grab a towel and do that. So while Joey does the other rim there.
Yeah, right now I'm just cleaning up the rest of the wheel, making sure it's thoroughly dry, that when we apply Shine Logic, it actually sticks and adheres. Can they hear me? Is my mic good, guys? Let me know in the chat. I got muted by Chancho over here. He said, stop talking. All right, guys, so I'm sorry if I didn't sound confident about what I was saying earlier because I didn't even know if you guys can hear me or not, but right now I'm actually taking my time. We're thoroughly drying the wheels and tires to ensure a proper bond when it comes to applying Shine Logic, because whenever it comes to applying a tire shine dressing, you want to make sure that the surface is clean and dry. Now, we've already cleaned the tires. We cleaned it with two-phase wheel cleaner, and we also cleaned the tires with our Diablo wheel cleaner gel. And as you can see, the tires, they're nice and bare, they're clean, they're dry, and now we can apply some tire shine. So we're gonna grab some Shine Logic RS. This is one of our newest products. This thing's available literally everywhere, including our website. It's a very easy to use aerosol can. All you have to do is burst it, kind of like how Jason was doing. Just give it a light spray. Don't go crazy and just give it a continuous spray. Be in control of the spray. That way you're not just spraying in areas that you don't need the tire shine to be at. And then once you're all done, looks good. If you want to, you know, wipe off any excess to tone down the shine, or just wipe off the excess to ensure it doesn't sling on you, you can totally do so. But the great thing about Shine Logic is that it moisturizes your tire, it penetrates deep, and it actually sticks to your tire when you apply it the correct way, and actually don't even have to worry about that too much. So I think we'll probably just
absolutely.
Hop onto the other side
and if you look at the one we did earlier right here, look at the shine now on this guy. It's dried up. It's looking really good. That's like the perfect level for me, for my car. I think looks great. So that tire looks completely different than what it did when we first started this live. The car's looking amazing. I'm very, very happy about this. So you would go in and actually take care of some other details as well. So I'll probably grab, sorry, let me just grab a microfiber towel here. And there's some places that you might have just seen, like the undercarriage and things like that. We would do like a whole undercarriage wash here. We would probably do like bare bones on here, and it's a whole nother level of shine. Personally, for this lease return, I don't think the guys are gonna care. They're not gonna be checking my undercarriage, maybe for damage, but they're not. I don't think they're gonna care if it's a little dirty. So for this particular thing, we're not too worried about it. If you're doing a professional detail, you are gonna wanna take care of things like this inside, bare bones. But I'm just, at the very least, gonna pull out some of these weird little, I don't know what these are, little pieces of plant that are stuck in my tire here, and just give the edge a quick little just wipe. And that's it, just for this particular detail here. But you absolutely can go in there, and we would have done that at the same time as we washed the wheels, essentially. So yeah, if you guys are liking this, hit that like button. It really helps get the word out of this. We might start doing these lives more often. If you had a great time, make sure you leave that comment, make sure you hit that like, and subscribe for more so you get notified when we do go live. And I think that kind of wraps this one up, Joey. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm all done here. I'm just applying the tire shine, and
So yeah, maybe we could get one last look at the afters here, little close-ups of the afters, and just kind of see the progress that we've done.
Cool. I mean, not happy with the results, Jason. This is your car, so
Yeah,
I guess
no,
the
it's
true
looking
question
great.
here is, are you happy with the results?
Absolutely.
Looks great. Obviously, there's a lot more things that we can do, Jason. I think we're gonna need to do a part 2 of this live because your car has a
I
lot.
think so too.
Has a lot of things left behind. You have some minor imperfections, which, like I said, I don't know if you want to go crazy on it or not, but black light glaze for sure. It can definitely hide a lot of these imperfections, so that when we do your lease return, it'll look a lot better. They're not gonna care too much of the paint because they're gonna see it all shiny, but it looks good, you know, just pass.
Exactly,
Take it in.
exactly. If I touch the paint here, it's relatively smooth.
Smooth, but we
It's-
can still clay it
yeah.
just to make sure that we do the steps
Exactly.
properly. Your glass could do with some love. You can see like the little shadow of just gases that come out of your body.
Yep, definitely got to.
Just kidding. You got farts going on. Just kidding.
Well, what he's talking about is actually the gases of the dashboard plastic, right? Because when the sun hits this, it kind of just releases naturally.
It releases oils.
Some
and
oils,
then basically.
and you breathing in the car, you being in the car, just in general. I have a dog that sits in this car a lot, goes on rides with me.
I know. I can
There's,
tell.
yeah,
Look.
there's a mark on the window here that's like a nose mark, little licky nose marks over here.
I was trying to wipe it
I don't
off
know
with
if
the
you guys
washer.
are aware, but we actually last week came out with our pet care products. For this particular situation, we would use Nonsense or something like Total Interior, but we do have for the cloth inside.
Forbidden.
We have Forbidden Pet Stain Remover
Forbidden
now,
paint stain remover.
as well as little Ghosted odor eliminator for pets. So
All right.
check that out as well. And yeah, basically we'll probably do a part 2 of this. So if you guys hit that like button,
Like, subscribe, share this with your family and friends, and at this current time, make sure to go ahead and comment down below in the chat what future lives you guys would like to see us do.
Yeah.
We can do polishing, we can do engine bay cleaning, we can do interior cleaning.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's so many different things that I feel like we can do, Jason, in terms of live
Totally.
that you guys can enjoy. But we need to hear from you guys. What do you guys want? Let us know in the chat down below. We're taking requests right now. We're adding them to the list. Whatever it is, go ahead and leave it in the list.
absolutely send us your feedback, and we'll see you on the next one.
I like this guy's question. His comment. He says, "Water running from the mirror is a very annoying thing after drying." Yeah.
It is.
Don't worry. We're gonna use the blower right now.
We're gonna
Give it
use a blower. That was another
get all that
question.
water
Do you
out.
recommend using a towel or a blower? We kind of use a conjunction of the two,
Yeah.
or a combination of the two. Using the towel to get the bigger, broader spots, and then using the blower to get into the cracks and crevices, the Pro Blow. Really helps with the mirror, the crying mirror, as I call it.
The grill there too. It's so many.
The
intricate
mirror
areas.
just, when you wash a car, the mirror just cries tears of joy. That's what that is. It's just
like,
a little, it's just
I'm
that
clean.
little joyful tear that just
Look
comes
at me,
down
I'm clean.
the side. And
I'm
we'll
actually
take
starting to tear up.
we'll take care of that.
How's
I almost teared up too, Joey. You did such a great job. Thank you for washing the car, and hopefully I assisted enough. But we'll see you guys on the next one. We're gonna now cut to the logo, to our end
That's
card,
raining.
and we'll see you next time.